As many of you know, our mission at Bright Stars is to empower the next generation of creative leaders in Palestine. We do this through raising funds and awareness about the life-giving work being done in Palestine with students at Dar al-Kalama University of Arts and Culture. We're excited to welcome you to our first of 3 in our Double Lockdown Summer Zoom series. The dynamic lineup of speakers we have today truly features 2 literal world changers who are changing, creatively changing Palestine, and they are Mitri and Varsen, and also Sandra, a future creative leader in Palestine in the making. It's called Double Lockdown because of the devastating double impact of COVID and the occupation happening in Palestine simultaneously. The focus of today's Zoom is on annexation and the creative response. This 45-minute program will feature a Q&A format, so we invite you to submit questions throughout with the Q&A button that's on the bottom of your screen. If you'd like to post questions anonymously, you're free to do so throughout. After hearing from Mitri and Varsen and Sandra, we'll be sharing partnership opportunities for unlocking hope moving forward together. Hope is what we do. That's our mantra at Bright Stars. And our first esteemed guest and speaker is a Bright Stars co-founder, Reverend Dr. Mitri Raheb. He truly embodies resilience and hope. Born and raised in Bethlehem, Palestine, Mitri has authored, at this point, 21 books and currently serves as president of Dar al-Kalama University of Arts and Culture, the region's only higher education institution devoted to the arts. Recipient of prestigious international awards for peace, Mitri centers his work on the intersections of liberation theology, Palestinian socio-political affairs, and creative resistance through the arts. Welcome, Mitri.
Thank you, Chris. I'm glad to be with all of you and to have so many friends joining us today. And it is my privilege to introduce a dear colleague of mine, Dr. Varsen Aghabekian. She is a great friend. Maybe the most important thing is that she serves on the board of Dar al-Kalama University. In fact, she is right now the board secretary, have been for quite some time. I always describe her as the most hardworking woman in Palestine. Incredible, I mean, what she achieves on daily basis. She is right now working as consultant to the Palestinian Negotiation Support Unit, though there are no negotiations right now going on. She served as the Commissioner General of the Independent Palestinian Commission for Human Rights. That's a very, very prestigious position in Palestine and worldwide. She has a PhD in administrative and policy studies from the University of Pittsburgh. So she spent many, many years in the US, and she is very much acquainted with the US. And she serves as a consultant also to the Higher Presidential Committee on Church Affairs. We serve together in that capacity. She's also one of the co-authors of the latest book on the double lockdown. And in fact, right now, she is just finishing another book that talks about the annexation. And so we are really very privileged to have Varsen with us to share with us some insights about annexation. As you might know, Netanyahu threatened to annex 30% of the West Bank on July 1st. But Varsen, what does really annexation means, and why is it so dangerous? I'm not sure if our friends in the US understand really what's behind it. As a university, if the annexation is really implemented imagine it will be very difficult for us to get professors from abroad to stay with us for longer time. It will be very difficult to get exchange students to come. We will lose many students because you saw the map. It is so disconnected. So for somebody, for example, to come from Jericho to study at the university, they have first to go to Ramallah and then from Ramallah to Bethlehem. So instead, 30 minutes drive, they have to take 2.5 hours drive. Think of the cost. Even professors from the north will have difficulties coming to us. So the annexation will have direct implication on us as university. And I'm glad that we have actually one of our students with us. She can share her story and how that is going to affect her. This is Sandra Mourra. Sandra is a sophomore student at the university. She is studying interior design. And what is so special, Sandra is one of a few students that was recruited in a program we called ambassadors. We recruit these students in the first year so that they get training to be the ambassadors for the university. So when groups come to visit us, Sandra will meet with them, with her colleagues, and tell the story of the college and her own story. I will give now the word to Chris to interview Sandra.
Thanks, Mitri, and thanks, Varsen, for a very compelling, heartbreaking, overwhelming, boots on the ground depiction of what's going on with annexation. It is heartbreaking, it is overwhelming, but I think we all have to hold on to the fact that there is hope. And I think looking at and talking to Sandra, who is possibly the hope for the next generation creative leader in Palestine, who can follow in the footsteps of Mitri and Varsen as a creative leader. Welcome, Sandra. We're so happy to have you here today.
Thank you.
Of course. Okay, so I've got some not difficult questions for you. We had a chance to talk a little bit earlier. One of my questions that I wanted to know is, how old are you?
I'm 18 years old.
18, okay.
Yeah.
And can you tell us about your family and where did you grow up in Bethlehem? Where are you and your family from?
Yes, I was born in Bethlehem, Palestine, and even my parents, both of my parents, were born in Bethlehem, Palestine. I also have 2 brothers and 1 sister that are also born in Palestine, Bethlehem.
Wonderful. I think Tori is sharing a picture of your family. Is that there in a special spot in Bethlehem?
Yes, it's the square in front of the Nativity Church. This is my family, my 2 brothers, mom and dad, and my sister.
Thank you for sharing that. I believe that many of our participants today have been to that very spot. I have not yet gone. I hope to someday. So thank you. Okay. We'd love to hear your story about how you chose to attend Dar al-Kalima. Can you share that with us?
Yes, for sure. I decided to go for Dar al-Kalima University because it's the only college that teaches interior design and also not too far from my residential location, because nowadays it's very hard for me to go into another city and rent a small apartment to live far from my family. So it was a good choice for me. And another reason, because it really provides a good bachelor education, and it also concentrates on art and culture, and that's really what I aim to know about more.
Those are your passions. Thank you. Before we get into your dreams and passions, because I think we all want to hear about that, we'd love to hear about maybe some of the challenges that you've experienced because of the double lockdown. And again, the double lockdown meaning, you know, the pandemic, and at this point, it might even be a triple lockdown. We've got the pandemic, we've got the occupation, and the looming annexation. So what are some ways that has caused challenges for you as a student specifically?
It kind of makes me feel unstable about my future, because as a college student, I'm thinking about my future. I'm thinking about what I'm going to do to help myself make a living for myself. But that gets harder every time when I just realize that Israel is planning to annex a very big chunk of the West Bank, which means more land for them, less land for us. And that makes it, it limits the job and the job opportunities, because there will be less land. So, like, for example, if Palestinians want to open businesses, they can't do that because Israel will be in control of all the business and the workshop, even the businesses that are already created by Palestinians, and the workshops that are created from us, they will be closed. It will be harder for us as students to think, how am I going to find a job for myself? How am I going to work on that? And they will be in control of all the economy and all the jobs. And that kind of changes a lot of my dreams, because when I dream, I think big. I want to be creative and try to make something bigger than what I have. But then I think about the annexation and the occupation and all that, and it makes me feel sad that I can't dream big and work on myself more to be something different, you know?
Thank you so much, Sandra. I totally understand. I shared with you before we started today that I have a daughter who's 23 who just graduated from an arts major, a film major at a university here in the United States. And we only have a single lockdown of the pandemic right now, and everything in the film industry is closed down. And she's now, right now, as we speak, at an interview at a grocery store, because as a college graduate, she's not able to get a job in her major and follow her dreams. I can't even imagine how much more pressure that must be on you in Palestine with the other lockdowns that you're feeling at this time. How can you, I guess it's a time for all of us to think creatively and try to, again, think outside of the box and look at ways that we can reach our dreams that would be different than what we had originally planned. What were your dreams prior to this, the pandemic, and and what are they now? How have you adjusted them? What are you thinking about now as your maybe a creative way to address these things as you're looking to start a career?
So at first, my dream was to open my own business and work with my sister in architecture and designing houses. But I think that will be harder for me if I'm not under control, if I can't control that. So I should think about something different that might help me make a living from my land and also help my land. And that's kind of different now because it's different because we're annexed and we're also occupied.
Right. And you right now you're going into your second year of college, is that correct? You're start in the fall, hopefully, right?
Yeah.
So you have a few more years to go, but just know that we as a Bright Star family will be praying for you, and we will be keeping you in our hearts as you move forward. It's really wonderful to be able to get a glimpse into your life. Thank you also for sharing the pictures. Do we have any other pictures to share? Did you have some pictures of your actual artwork that you'd like to? I think there was one or two of the artwork. Tori, yes. Can we share those now? And describe it for us. There's one of your design of an interior of a. Is that in one of your design classes that you created this? Yes, there it is.
Yes,
that's wonderful.
Yes, that's from one of my courses that I was practicing how to draw interior spaces. And
that's wonderful. You're very talented. And have you always been into art as a child as well when you were little?
Yes.
And yes, you mentioned also ballet and basketball too when you were younger, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, these are all great things. And again, I do believe you are the next generation of creative leaders in Palestine, and we wish you well, and we hope to keep in touch with you. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.
So Sandra, after talking to Sandra, Mitri, I'm gonna send it back to you. if you can talk to us about, you know, what's going on at the college, what are some of the needs, and what's happening there.
Yeah, thank you, Chris. Maybe just some updates. You know, this last week, we had so many corona infections in Palestine, more than the previous 3 months. And so we were put again under lockdown. In fact, today Bethlehem is under curfew for 48 hours to try to confine the pandemic. We started 3 weeks ago with our summer semester. It was very exciting to see the students back on campus. We have few pictures of that. Tori, I think, can show you. We had to take all measures, you know, with gloves and, okay, here, you know, taking the temperature of each student and staff coming into the college. But unfortunately, we had to stop now because of all of these new infections. We hope and we pray that maybe by next week, we will be able to resume the education on campus. You can see all the students with masks on campus. It's a weird situation. But I have also some very exciting news to share. This last month, we got 3 new accreditation of 3 new bachelor programs. One is on design, and our focus will be on product design and fashion design, packaging design. This is very exciting because I think for the Bethlehem economy, this will create many job opportunities. The second program is in arts management. You know, our graduates can manage an art gallery, they can manage a museum, they can manage a cultural heritage site, they can manage a touristic site, but also events management. They can manage a festival, a conference, etc. So we think, and this is the first program of its kind in Palestine. There is no other university that is offering this course. And the last bachelor is in sport management. Again, how to manage a small sport club, but also how to become, to manage a team, a sport team. Again, with our focus on women's sport, we believe this will again create new job opportunities, especially for women. So we are right now interviewing and hiring new professors, and we need your prayers for those to find the right staff, but also to be able to pay those staff with all this triple lockdown that we are experiencing. At the same time, we are working right now on our new strategic plan, 2025. And I tell you, I mean, it is, how can you plan for 2025 with all of these uncertainties, political uncertainties, economic uncertainties, the health situation with the pandemic? It's not easy. And yet I think, you know, that always I like to say that even if we knew that the world is coming to an end tomorrow, we still go out into the garden and plant olive trees. And so even with all of these looming and existing challenges, we don't stand there as spectators, but we take actions and we try to plan as if the best future is yet to come, and it will not come from alone, but we have the key to make it happen. And so we hold the key. And this is what we would like to work on. Last but not least, you know, the situation of the pandemic, the lockdown, brings lots of challenges, but also it brings opportunities. One of the opportunities is that we can publish books. So we publish the book on the lockdown. There is this book on annexation coming tomorrow. And actually, we just finished our newest book called Middle Eastern Women, the Intersection of Law, Culture, and Religion. This book is available on Kindle starting today, and it will be on Amazon starting tomorrow. Because gender justice has been really at the heart of our work, and this book just is another piece towards gender justice in Palestine. I guess we have maybe a few questions to the college. Do we have time to?
Tori, do we have any questions coming in? I think we had a lot of questions about annexation. I don't think we have any more. I'll go ahead and ask one for Sandra. So how do you have friends that came to you from other schools that are friends with you now at the college locally from Bethlehem?
Yes, I have one friend. She used to study in Dar al-Kalima school, and now she's studying with me in the university college, the Dar al-Kalima University College. We were friends, but yeah, thank you.
You were friends before, and now you're friends still. That's wonderful. Let's see. I'm looking for questions that are more regarding the college. I don't see any more about the college. I would like, we're running out of time here. You know what? I think we all agree that we wish we had hours with all of you. 45 minutes is just not enough to talk through all this information. Absolutely not. But it was an incredible blessing to hear from all of you. Right now, I'd like to kind of ask the question to all of us. So what do we do to support students like Sandra, precious students like Sandra, at the university, to unlock the hope that she might live up to her true potential and become the next generation of creative leaders in Palestine? And we at Bright Stars feel like we have one of the answers, and that is through partnership. We are announcing today, you're the first people to hear of this new campaign that we're launching. It's called Be the Key. And we have a graphic that we're going to put up about that, and we invite you to transformational partnership with us. We want to work together to unlock this hope, and we have three partnership keys that we'd like to offer you as transformational partnership ideas that we can do together. And here are the three keys. There we go. So the first key is pledge, and we'd like you to prayerfully consider supporting Bright Stars financially as a monthly donor. You know, we've got a goal. When I first started in April, I looked at how many monthly donors we have. We have incredible, faithful donors and partners all over the country. We have, at this point, as of last night, I went in on the donor page and I became a monthly donor. So as of today, we have 40 monthly donors. And our goal is to, in the double lockdown, our goal is to double our number of monthly donors over the summer during our Zoom series. So our goal is by the end of summer to have 80 monthly donors. So we ask that you prayerfully consider to join us in that. Another key is to promote. We have incredible, amazing ambassadors all across the country who, individual as well as congregational, that they promote Bright Stars education about advocacy issues, but also Bright Stars projects and the partnership opportunities. They promote those within their own networks, within their congregational networks. We have congregational partners as well. So we humbly ask you that if you find it in your heart and if these issues are important to you, that you would join us and become a promoter of Bright Stars to get these issues at the forefront and to bring other friends to the table. Thirdly, we'd like to you to join us in praying for hope flourishing and life abundant for our sisters and brothers in Palestine, and that our Bright Stars partnership will continue to flourish and grow. In closing, we've heard from these powerful speakers and compelling stories. You're on this call because you care about the flourishing of our precious sisters and brothers in Palestine. Our new campaign is called Double Lockdown. Tori, can you put up the campaign Double Lockdown graphic? I'd just like to end with this because it's a beautiful representation of what we at Bright Stars are trying to focus on in order to promote and empower flourishing. That's the graphic that has the be the key on it. As she does that, I would like everybody to mark our calendars for July 27th and register for the next Bright Stars Double Lockdown series, which is going to be focusing on more on the college with some really wonderful guest speakers as well. We're hoping to have another student as well as possibly a professor, and of course Mitri will be here as well. We'd like you to stay tuned for that. You do have the opportunity to register for that. Also, we are planning an incredible first-time virtual gala for October 24th. So mark your calendars for the gala on, here we go. This is the Be the Key campaign. Now, if you look at it, we're still working on the graphics, but there's a keyhole there, and we envision looking through the keyhole as partners and seeing all these incredible creative endeavors going on at the university. And that's kind of what we are as partners, is keys to unlock that and to help the university to continue to flourish. Okay, the virtual series, the virtual gala, October 24th, please mark your calendars for that. This is our first venture, so keep us in your prayers on that one too, because we have never done this before, as many other nonprofits are starting to launch into that sort of event because we can't get together in person. So in closing, a profound, heartfelt thank you to you, Mitri and Varsen and Sandra. Thank you so much. You inspire us. You all do. Thank you also to Tori Pels, who produced our Zoom event today. A very special thanks to our many Bright Stars ambassadors and congregational partners around the country. We have about 100 people joining us today from all over the country and also from Palestine. That's pretty exciting. You ambassadors and congregational partners are amazing, and you give so generously of your time and your talent and your treasure. Thank you. We appreciate you more than we know. And a shout out to the best board of directors that I've ever worked with. I think many of you are, if not all of you, are on the call today. Finally, thank you so much to all of our Bright Star friends joining us today. Maybe you're new to this, to Bright Stars, maybe you're new to these issues, but we welcome you into our family and we ask you to stay in touch. I'd love to connect with each of you as well, so feel free to shoot me an email if you'd like. So let's be keys together, everybody. Let's keep doing hope together. And we hope to see you again next month. Take care and God bless.
Thank you, Chris, and great to have all the friends, 100 people joining us from the country, and hopefully to see you next month on Zoom. Usually we say next year in Bethlehem, but now we say next month on Zoom.
God bless you, everybody. Have a wonderful day or night.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.